All right, we're back. Let's fucking go. Fire and Danny. Jump in. Jump into
We're
it.
back.
We're
I'm
getting
Fire
going.
and Danny.
Let's go.
Whoa!
Go, 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 go. Nah, dude. So I just got back. Well, I didn't just get back, but I went on a date yesterday. We went to the Museum of Natural Science. I do love museums a lot, actually. Fine Arts Museum, dude. I love walking through that fucking place. It's really weird because when I was a kid and I went, I was like, I didn't really understand it. You're just looking at art. Like, what the fuck does this mean? Which is funny because some people actually just never grow out of that. I remember one time there was this artist I really liked on Twitter. Art, rest in peace. But I had bought some of his art, and I was showing one of my coworkers. I was like, dude, isn't this sick? And they looked at me, and they're like, what does it mean? I was like, I didn't even know how to reply. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? What does it mean? It's just shapes and colors.
It's a fair question. Maybe he was being actually super deep.
He wasn't. He just was confused. He didn't understand what I was showing him, genuinely. And it's no dig against him necessarily, just blew my mind because I was like, it's just cool to look at. Like, that's all that you need. Like, some of it, don't get me wrong, some of it is to be observed, like, oh, shit, during this time period, that was something different. They changed the game, like Josh was saying, essentially, where it was, what was it?
What I was
Van
just talking
Gogh?
about?
Yeah, Van
Oh,
Gogh.
yeah, I pulled it up. So it was a reel I saw on Instagram recently. It's at Josh_Doss, DOSS, the number 5. And he made a post about, like, comparing the impressionist, like, movement, like Van Gogh and artists of that nature, to Chief Keef and mumble rap. And it's, like, upbringing. Now, as I was looking it up right now, there was an article by Medium about 7 years ago as well, kind of discussing that type of like comparison as well. But the point is that like at the time they were stating that like Van Gogh was being looked down upon by the more traditional artists who were like focused on perfection and these portraits that were so well carried out and the techniques that were put into it so like well thought out and da 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 da. But like Van Gogh, his brush strokes were very like what's the word I'm looking for? Like everything was kind of like not, it seemed unfinished. It seemed like it was like halfway done, but like the way it kind of came out as in totality was beautiful. So like it kind of started a movement of like where that was looked down upon by the artists of the time. And like at the time, the way they compared it basically is because we had such a lyrical like renaissance of like Eminem, Jay-Z, Nas, Lil Wayne, like all of these like incredible lyricists that made a rap song beautiful because of the words that were being said.
The picture that was being painted
And
by the words they were saying.
The like imagery that was being carried out, and like how without even really telling a story or even really having imagery, these mumble rappers were able to kind of just let the beat ride and flow upon it.
God
So it
forbid
was
a
kinda one of
man
those
catch
things
a
where
vibe, you know what I'm
it's-
saying?
it's
Shit.
type of thing where they were comparing it to like whenever people would hate upon like mumble rap, it was like the same way that people would hate upon Van Gogh because they would act like it wasn't this like perfect level of lyricism. I can't understand what they're saying was such like a weird mentality because it's like you're not even trying to understand what they're saying, and also they're not even trying to get you to understand what they're saying. This isn't
no.
about the lyrics. This is about like
People forget that.
mostly about the beat, but also
Yeah.
like at that time it was about the like kind of the drill movement that they were trying to create.
You know what else is like pretty iconic song? All My Friends Are Dead by Uzi Vert
Yeah.
is like, if you listen to it, it's like honestly mumble rap with like a catchy chorus. Obviously, like when you listen to it 1,000 times, you can like actually hear the lyrics.
Well, what's crazy is that time period people were seeing that as mumble rap, but they didn't know how far it was gonna go yet. They hadn't met Playboy Cardi.
Playboy
just
Cardi
yet.
took it to a different
They
level.
hadn't met him just yet. The world wasn't ready for what was
but
to come.
but said
just yet.
Uzi was in the Lamb, Cardi he was in the Rari. Hey, Uzi predicted that even already back then. He knew he was kind of making it mainstream, and then Cardi was gonna come up and finish it. But I was gonna say the studio session for All My Friends Are Dead, like they dropped it at some point. It's kind of insane. It's like 7 hours long. I didn't listen to like the whole thing, but I did listen to like the beginnings. I thought it was interesting, and it actually was like kind of exactly what Josh was saying, where like the beat's just playing, like Uzi just like catches a vibe, like he's just feeling a vibe, and the way that he like comes up with the song is actually very melodic. Like it's almost like he's like writing like a musical piece first because he comes up with all the notes. So before he even has any of the lyrics, he's like humming, mumbling basically all the notes, but it's like all different notes, and it's like those notes are what's like so catchy. It's like how he's feeling the notes on the beat, and then he like finds the lyrics. And then when he finds the chorus, it's obviously like super hype. It's honestly super cool, and it was 8 hours long. Also, people.
I mean,
And it's
people
also fun to see like the progression of things. Like you see how like certain people like added these different things into their music and how it like kind of created like the totality of what like rap is today. Like think about like how ad libs became so insane
yeah.
because of the Migos. Like Migos like made their ad libs like their fucking mama
Yeah.
like, just went for it, and like that was some of the most memorable parts of their songs, to where like other people were like, fuck, our ad libs can like make a song memorable.
Yeah. I mean, people forget that
True.
vocals are
True.
Yeah.
That's fucking 2 Chainz.
Oh,
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Vocals are an instrument, though. People act like it doesn't. They don't need to be words. You
And
can
then,
just
like,
use
you have
your
the-
fucking vocals.
And then you
as
have the
part of
producer
song.
tag movement, like where producer tags became like if you can have a cool producer tag, then people will like know this song's gonna be good type of thing. It's like if you just like people have never like known who or looked up who this producer actually is, but they're like, oh, he's on the beat. Like, that's my guy.
True,
It is a
true.
good way to let people know that that is. Oh, it's gonna be fire because of fucking beat tag. It is kind of. I never really thought about that.
Like even if you don't fuck with Future, if you hear Metro booming, you're just like, oh wow, hold on, Metro's on this song. Let's sit up straight.
Social respect.
I mean, Pierre, dude.
Yeah, for
Pierre
sure.
was
Yeah.
fucking crushing it at that time.
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
shit. Everyone knows JPEG fucking Mafia.
Yeah, dude. There's a list is fucking so long. There's a laundry list of like incredible producers in the game that have like made.
People
their
probably don't
mix-
even know though. Also, like people are like, oh shit, who's they produce?
Or they made this shit.
What
That's
the
crazy.
fuck does that even mean?
But yes, like there's so many different aspects of like the rap game that have just become pretty popular out of almost nowhere.
Kind of relating it back to what you were saying though, it's like, dude, realism in terms of painting was like the main way of like painting at one point.
It was
just
like
painting-
almost the only respected way of painting.
exactly,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
painting what you. Because I mean, to be fair, you didn't have pictures.
Right.
People weren't photographing shit.
No.
So it was just like, this is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, you had to be so good. You were the person capturing that moment when you were painting that shit. So it's like,
or creating that moment.
yeah, you are
Yeah,
creating that
yeah.
moment. But that did suck because people were just fucking sitting there for fucking. Hours.
On end.
But now you have caricature painting, so you only need
Those are fun. Though.
you only need 20 minutes. It's like, I'll make you look fucked up real quick.
But you got to think that at that time, those were also like the opposite of caricatures, right? Like those were not just like realism. Those were like, I'm gonna paint you to look better than you actually fucking look.
Sometimes, yeah,
Like,
sometimes.
you just get back from war, you're fucking beat up. You got like a fucking sling on, and they paint you just as like a marching soldier just in the fields.
Kind of got to. Yo, but I was I was at the museum, and it's really crazy because going through the Museum of Natural Science right now, they have like the mollusk exhibit, so you get to see like all the like different types of mollusks and like shells and shit, and how different parts of the ocean affect it. And then we went through they have the Texas, like all the Texas wildlife shit that we have here in Texas, and then you're like, holy shit. Like, there's a ton of fucking animals that you don't see
Yeah,
just living out there, bro. I mean,
it's a big ass fucking state,
What-
bro.
yeah, bro. I mean, fucking
Basically a
crazy ass
country.
birds, some big ass fucking wild ass animals, dude.
Big cats.
Yeah, bobcats. I mean, that's how
Mountain
Texas
lions,
State
too.
got their fucking shit. There are bobcats out there. You do have to be careful for attacks.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get your ass.
Coyotes.
Coyotes.
Bobcat.
Coyotes.
Coyotes are
It's
out
so
there.
crazy to see
Hogs,
like a
bro.
bobcat.
Armadillos are kind of fat, dude.
They're kind of cool looking.
But then you go through and it shows you like the Sahara and like the shit in Africa, and you're like, dude, these animals are fucking huge.
yeah, bro.
Could you imagine like actually seeing a fucking wildebeest?
What
A
is
hippo will
wildebeest?
destroy your ass, bro. Look up a wildebeest. Dude, a hippo will absolutely fucking destroy you. They're aggressive too. Those motherfuckers will kill your ass.
Oh yeah.
And then like when you look at how big some of those fucking crocodiles get, fucking huge.
God damn.
Yeah, bro.
That's a big ass motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. Fucking look at zoom in on that bitch. Yeah. Them motherfuckers don't like those things are fucking huge. Even zebras are big. Yeah.
He looked kind
Horns are kind of scary, honestly.
He looked
Yeah.
kind of
He was
cool.
ready for battle.
Yeah, man, there's just some crazy ass ones. And so you're like, we're seeing all these animals. We're seeing like shit from the ocean. You know what I mean? And like, like how big some of these
Member
fish
of
are.
the antelope family.
Yeah, dude. Think about that. Antelopes.
You think about that.
Dude, impalas,
Wait, what?
like the
car?
animal. The animal.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, they're fucking crazy looking too. Those motherfuckers are insane, fast as shit. Like, it really made me think, like, holy shit, dude. There's so much we don't even fucking like. It's one of those really like existential moments. You're like, I don't know shit.
No, yeah, you don't.
There's too much to know in the world. There's too
Well,
much to really like.
It's like it. Yes, but also it's like you don't really have to know
No.
shit. Like I mean, like knowing about an antelope is just like us flexing our fucking brains, basically.
But
like,
we used to live among these things.
truthfully, but
I mean, you
like
could run into a bobcat. You might not want to
That-
freak out and not know, like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
you
You
could run
should
into a
probably be
bobcat.
aware of like the Texas animals. What you're saying, they're showing you like some Egypt and African stuff, and I'm like not saying that it's not fun to learn stuff about that, but it also is one of those things where it's like you don't need to know shit like that.
Well,
You're
you
just
might
kind
go
of
to
like
what if you go to Egypt, or what if you go to Africa? And you're
Shit,
like, I guess
dude.
you can learn before you go.
that's kind of the process I feel like. But that's also not like the natural process. The natural process of learning was fucking going, figuring that shit out.
Nah, dude,
Yeah,
what
seeing
was it?
happened.
When we went to San Marcos, though, dude, there was just deer
Not saying it's smart.
chilling, bro. Like a family. There's a family of 8.
Oh, true.
A
Yeah.
fucking deer in the back.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, it was awesome. I was like, damn, I'm one with nature right now. 'Cause I was sitting out there,
You're like Bambi.
and they were like next to me, and I was like, dude, I'm part of their family now.
Here, I'm a deer.
I'm a deer.
I'm a John Deere.
Animorphs, bro. I'm gonna. You remember that shit? Fucking where the
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that book?
Animorphs? I don't think I'll look that.
yeah, it's where the kids turn into animals. Yeah,
I
bro.
think I do remember that.
Yeah, I'm flexing. I was one of the youth readers. I got my points for the accelerated
Hold
readers
up,
club.
switch that shit. What the fuck, bro? Switch to a dog.
But go to the images though.
I'm looking at this one
Is
right
that the
here.
sloth one? Do the middle one.
The sloth one is hilarious. What is that's a snake?
Is it-
Snake.
That's a snake.
This is a dog.
Animorphs. Yeah, bro.
That's a rat. That's a bird.
You know what I love though is the one that they always show. It's like when you take too much ketamine and it's the girl turning into a horse. That one's a classic.
Bro, this one's turning into a dog. And hold
It's a
on, why
bat,
can't I-
dude.
Well, go to images. Yeah, we are.
Go, yeah, go to
This one right
images.
here. It's a YouTube video. It's not gonna be on the.
Well, I'm saying
images.
go to images
Oh, well, where?
because it'll
hold
show
up.
you. It'll just show you the images of all the animorphs.
Oh, there we go.
That's what I'm
Right there.
saying. Yeah.
Well,
that's
Oh,
still
that
the
dog is
YouTuber.
fucking zoinked.
The thing is, that's still the YouTuber.
It
though.
is. I'm,
It's
I'm
always
just saying.
But that shit is funny
I
though.
wanted to see
I
it.
can't believe you don't remember that shit.
I never saw.
It was
this
like-
shit.
it was
These are
like-
books.
It was like the Magic Treehouse or the fucking.
Bro, why are all the animals
Um,
so zoinked out of their minds?
What was the other one that was like Magic Treehouse?
What is this one? Holy shit! What do you
Yeah,
mean
you
Magic
go
Tree? Goosebumps?
No,
They had
the
the Goose-
Goosebumps was good, but there was another one that was like Magic Treehouse. I can't remember where they would like go to different like time periods and shit. I don't remember what it was
Oh,
called.
I think I know what you're talking about. What? Not Magic Treehouse.
It's not Magic Treehouse. So Magic Treehouse was cool as fuck, but it was like a different. It was like the
Ah.
same shit, but it was
Y-
different.
Man, that's like on the that's like on the tip of my
Wait,
tongue.
are you saying Magic Treehouse?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Isn't it Magic School?
that's something.
yeah, that's also a thing. Yeah,
Magic
Magic
also
School
a
Bus
theme,
was a
something I
TV
think.
show. We
This
could
is
tell who
Magic
didn't
School
read
Bus.
when they were a kid. Obviously, it was Josh.
Magic Treehouse. I don't
That was
remember
like one
this
of the.
one.
I
Most
think
dude,
the
that's like
full readings.
yeah, dude. Come on, like they
Nah,
made
I
you
ain't-
read that
I
shit.
didn't
as a
read this
kid.
one.
That's
I went to the
crazy.
same school system, no.
Just it goes to show you, some kids are
Some
left
people
behind.
didn't do their homework.
I think they read it like.
Nah,
the teacher-
I'm lying out my ass. I
Josh
remember
was left
these.
behind. Everybody.
there
Nah,
he
I
goes.
remember these.
There he goes.
A to Z mysteries. I think
It's
that was one
funny,
of them
like
too.
because like you could shit on my education, but like really the education system is just broken.
I
I
mean,
got a
did-
free
I
ride
did
to U
okay.
of H after finishing bottom 50% of my class.
I mean, that was because of also your dad's scholarship, right?
No,
Or his not a scholarship, his like the.
nope.
Oh, you didn't get any of that grant, huh?
The grant was only offered after I was accepted.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The full.
I was
ride
not
part.
accepted. But what I'm saying is I should not have been accepted.
But you're saying I got a full ride because of.
Because of the grants, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But that wasn't because of my dad or anything to do with my family. That was the fucking.
Oh, great.
No, it wasn't the Pell Grant. It was
Oh, shit.
Texas something grant.
Oh yeah, the Texas something something.
I don't
grant.
remember what
If
it was
you're looking-
fucking
Always
called.
comes in clutch.
If you're looking for any
This
scholarships,
was legitimately
Texas
10,
something
10 years
something.
ago.
Texas something something.
legit 10 years ago.
All right. Well, so then we went-
Actually, 10 years ago because we were
No,
in
yeah.
July of
No, it's 10
2025.
yeah, it is 10 years ago. But then, okay, so then we moved on and we went into the paleontology part of the
Ooh,
Hell yeah, Ross
what?
Geller
Who the fuck is that?
from Friends. He was a paleontologist.
Was he
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Dude just knew about fucking dinosaurs.
Well, I
think
mean,
he was a
yeah, that's
professor.
the job.
Oh, he's a professor,
That
yeah.
is the job. If you're a paleontologist, that's all you do is just know about dinosaurs.
pretty much it. But like looking back at it, it really just is like holy shit, bro, because they got wiped out, and it really just made me think like, dude,
That's propaganda, right?
maybe we're worried about getting wiped out, but also if we get wiped out, then there'll just be another evolved fucking species later.
Like,
Because the animals ruled the fucking planet at one point. Everything was fucking huge.
Crocodiles.
Crocodiles, fucking dude. And I don't know, when you look at like the early versions of like horses and like alligators and crocodiles, those things looked fucking hilarious.
right.
But like now, of course, you know, they're not completely different, but for the most part, dude, sloths were huge. Dude, sloths were like 20 feet. Look how tall a sloth is. That shit was like
They
20.
are, I think we looked it up last time. Let me look it up.
How
again.
big sloths were?
Yeah, they were like 20.
Dude, 20 feet, dude.
I don't know about 20
fucking-
feet.
Mammoths and shit. Like early sharks too didn't even have teeth. They just had like sharp, they were almost like teeth, but not quite,
Hmm.
and just like super strong jaws.
24 to 31 inches.
Oh no,
Small
That-
dog or a large cat. Wait,
that's
what?
now. You gotta look up like
How do you look up
like like dinosaur
in-
sloth or something.
in like
but
prehistoric times? or
yeah,
something?
prehistoric sloth.
There was prehistoric sloths. They survived the.
Dude, a lot
extinction.
of them. That's what I'm saying. A lot of them. Well, they didn't. They just
6 meters long.
You gotta think life just kind of.
So
well,
that is like 18 feet.
Yeah,
A
18
meter's
feet.
like a yard, right?
That's
Which is like
insane.
3 feet.
There you go. Yeah, you can go back. Oh yeah, just take a look at that real quick. But you probably go back. Wait, do the window thing. Do you remember how to do the window? Because we could just do like that, where that's a window.
You
Oh, we're the
can-
window.
Or the other way around. Yeah.
We're the window. There we go. Hell yeah.
Hey, we're a window, guys. Look.
Oh, we were a window.
Enough of that.
Oh, no more. Everyone stop enjoying the fucking window. Yeah, and then like crustaceans and shit.
You're
Not
a
crustaceans. The
crustacean,
fucking
bro.
what are they called? Like the roly polies.
Oh yeah, roly polies. That's what they're called.
Snails.
Thanks. No. Well, no. Roly polies like they come from. I'm
They
trying
are
to-
crustaceans.
arthropods, right?
Sure.
Oh, don't ask us.
Look
You're
at-
the one that
Arthropods.
was.
I think it's. I mean, I didn't learn that. If arthropods though are like the ones with like the.
Sure. Looks like a lot of different types of bugs.
I'm thinking like beetles and fucking like.
Oh, so a bug.
Not scallops. Fucking scarabs and shit like that.
We just look up a roly poly. Roly freak poly.
Yeah, those are like the new, but like the ancient ones were fucking.
Armadillium vulgare.
That's not what I'm thinking. That's kind of crazy. But
The species of what? Wood loose.
you're not doing it.
I don't fucking know. No,
Alright, but
look.
what were you gonna say though?
Terrestrial isopod species. So
Oh,
you're
isopods.
wrong.
Isopods is what I think was what I was thinking. But the prehistoric versions of those used to be huge. They used to be so fucking big, and just how everything kind of has gotten smaller over time, just how like different everything is. And I was thinking about like so the idea is that we kind of evolved from monkeys, right?
Arthropods that share a similar body plan and defensive behavior of rolling up into a ball of
Yep.
modern day pill bugs.
Yeah.
Um,
So like they could swim and shit, and so like sharks would try to they would roll into the ball, and sharks would. They had like that's why they they had sharp jaws, and they would kind of form like those sharp edges, because they would crunch into the shell of the arthropod.
said it would be the size of your head.
Yeah, they were fucking big, dude.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, they were some. Could you imagine that shit would be scary as
As
fuck.
early as 300 million years ago.
Yeah, probably around
That
some of those
just
big.
doesn't even sound real. Like I get it. I get it.
That's what I'm saying.
but like,
you're looking at
come
this
on.
You're looking at this shit. You're like, they dug up these bones. What the fuck?
We could just put a number on it.
So a
and
lot of these
then
creatures
it would all
survive.
sound just as not real.
Also, a lot of these things I know is because of my autistic girlfriend who has a lot of the fun facts. So as we're going through the museum, she's like giving me the spiel about this shit. But a lot of these animals were burrowers, so they would burrow
Joe
into
Burrow?
the ground. So when like the meteor fucking wiped out all that shit, a lot of them survived. But you know the ecosystem changes, so a lot of them have to survive in different ways. So falls into what we have today.
You said that you were saying before that you think that's like that's how the saying goes, or like that's the most contemporary theory.
What? Oh, with the monkeys. What,
Yeah.
what I was saying is like with the stoned ape theory and just like that the most contemporary theory is that we evolved from monkeys. Some people are like no God, okay, whatever you want to believe. But if you're going through evolution, do you think there was like a time period where those like there was the evolved version of it because their brains still weren't like huge. They weren't quite conscious. Do you think they looked down at like the other? They're like,
Well, isn't that
"Fucking dumbass? You can't even
theoretic-
walk up straight."
isn't that
asshole."
theoretically now?
What we look at monkeys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, aren't monkeys have like been said to like have entered the quote unquote Stone Age because they started using like certain wood tools and stuff like that. Not the Stone Age, whatever age that is. But they've like found monkeys started to use tools. I can look that up. But like, isn't that kind of now? We do
do,
treat other
But I'm saying like
primates of our like species like level as lower than
well,
us.
we're
in
so,
intelligence
like,
because
far
we've
removed from-
ourselves.
not like so far, but we're pretty far removed from them at this point. Like in terms of
But that's
like
because
the way that we
we've-
look.
almost well, yeah, but
Like back then, they still look like fucking monkeys, but they could just stand up and use fucking their opposable
well,
thumbs.
so okay. I think this just goes. Well, this might be like more like conspiracy talk than anything, but like realistically, just more so kind of brings about a conversation that we've had before about like why do people separate science and religion, and like the idea that like if we have like evolutionized from monkeys over time, then like why do we determine that to like have no like spiritual interference? Like it's just evolution. There's no God was a creator type of thing. I think that like we can like kind of look at like what I'm trying to say is it possible that like we have a misconception of both? Like we have a misconception of evolution as well as a misconception of creationism.
Yeah.
And the idea that like maybe God did create the world like metaphorically by
Okay,
like
what do you mean by that?
activating monkeys.
He gave them the shrooms.
Well, not just necessarily like just stoned ape theory, but like also like this like kind of like collectivism of not just like monkeys and like certain monkeys kind of why is there monkeys that did not evolution with humans basically is what I'm saying.
Why did some not evolve? is what I'm
Kind of,
saying,
yeah. And it's like is there interference there that could be like a tone to religious
Why did some
beliefs?
evolve into a certain to like the early forms of humans and some kind of
Could
stand
stay as
still?
monkeys?
Yeah, I mean, I
And
think it's
Is it something to do with like the religious creationism of like basically
God
like a
chose-
metaphorical creation, like these people were chosen to like be given this godly awareness, I guess, to a degree.
Consciousness.
'Cause that is really all it is, consciousness, like and being awoken to like be at this stage.
Yeah, it made me think about. I was thinking about consciousness during that too, and the idea of what
I'd
is
explain that
consciousness.
horribly, but
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
here.
I was trying- yeah, whoever was listening was probably fighting for their life. trying
I
to
was fighting
understand
for
what
my
you were
life trying to
saying.
get it-
tracking?
get
I mean,
that out.
I thought he explained it pretty well. You know,
Okay,
I
thank
kinda see
you.
things the
I was
same way.
fighting for my life trying to get that out, but what I'm saying is like it doesn't really add up that like the thing that we came from is also something we can go into a jungle and see.
Yes,
like,
mean, you-
right now.
you can
Like,
go to a zoo and see that shit.
well, that's the worst. That's like forced. Like,
yeah.
maybe you trapped some monkey and forced them there, but like there are natural monkeys that should have evolved the way that us natural monkeys also evolved.
Dude, also monkeys are scary as shit. I don't know. Looking at some of those fuckers, bro, like
Yeah,
seeing
they
what
like
they would
rip
look like.
fucking each other's arms off and shit like
They're
that.
strong as shit. They're big. Their teeth are insane.
Yeah.
Those things will fuck you up.
Well, I mean, something interesting about like the history of like our specific genome is that around the time that we gained our super intelligence, I guess you could say, or began to gain it, there was actually a set of catastrophes that had set upon the planet. I mean, people refer to this, and you see a lot of like flood mythology,
Like the Gilgamesh. And
yeah, but we do know that like the human population was reduced down to about 70,000, like globally. It was like 70,000 humans. And so it was after this kind of crunch on the population that, and it's either 70 or 7, but I'm gonna be safe and say 70 because 7 sounds crazy, but I almost say
I
when I
got you.
look,
Keep
look that
going.
up. I think it's 70, but the human population was basically reduced so much that there are some like natural theories for why we gain intelligence, which is like because we were so few relative to all the other populations, we were able to like kind
You
of
saying human?
yeah, humans like
But what about before that though? Is what we're saying, right? Is like gaining that intelligence. Why did some gain intelligence rather than others
well,
before the human species even existed?
well, I mean like that's the interesting thing about evolution, because essentially the natural selection slash evolutionary argument is that at some point you have a set of changes that is so different from the thing that spawned you that you can be recognized as like a different genome. And at some point in the, I guess, ape hierarchy, there were different genomes that split, and these genomes are like the ones that we recognize as human. But it wasn't just one human genome. There was like the Neanderthals, we know about them, but there was also like really short people. There was like 6 or 7 different spawns of
I want to say the
human.
earliest form of human was Homo erectus. Dude, like I literally, I just saw the shit yesterday. It was like Homo, because there was, like
those are the
you're
ones
saying,
that first stood up.
Neanderthals were right before us. Like literally, Neanderthals in history came right before the Homo
Yeah.
sapien.
Yeah.
Because there's Homo erectus, and then there was the Denisovans, and then it was the Neanderthals, and then it was.
But the thing is, not all of those things happened one after another. Like the
It was
Neanderthals.
thousands of years.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that in the sense of like the Neanderthals, the Homo sapien, like the last like 4 groupings of humans all shared the Earth concurrently, and then the Homo sapiens, essentially, well, we don't know what happened, but essentially the Homo sapiens were the only ones left at a certain point. What we realize in history, because we're all mostly Homo sapien, although there is Neanderthal DNA in some
Traces,
humans.
very small traces.
Yeah, but it's there. So we know that like there was some form of crossbreeding going on, but the ratio is bad. So the prevailing theory is just that we killed them all. We killed all the other human species that were probably more peaceful, which is probably why we were able to kill them.
So the number was roughly 1,280 is what it came
shit!
down
It was
to.
extremely low.
But yeah,
I was being extremely conservative.
yeah.
That's insane.
So-
It's either 1,280 or 1,280 breeding pairs, which would be 1,280 times 2, but still low.
yeah.
Still low either way. But yeah, was kind of looking at it. I said about like 60 to 70,000 years ago.
Yeah, which if you think about it, isn't actually that long ago, but
No,
it's
no,
basically
no.
just like
Like in the scope of everything.
yeah. So that's kind of if it loops back to the beginning of what we're all saying about like kind of how the interesting thing about the reason why it's just prominently interesting is because we got so smart so fast.
900,000 years. Jesus Christ.
Even still, 'cause humans were alive for millions of years. We got so smart so fast, relative to like you just heard dinosaurs were around 300 million years ago. So it's like species had millions and millions and millions of years to quote unquote gain intelligence, and they just didn't.
And I was thinking about that. I was like, from what we know, it would seem that they didn't. But were there any animals, perhaps, like possibly at that time, with some sort of consciousness, or was it all just basically
Well, that's the interesting thing.
Primates.
You can,
to a degree? Yeah.
to an extent, you can
I mean,
kind
what
of
is a dolphin's consciousness?
What is the
To-
level of a
I think what it comes down to at a certain level is perception. Like, how do we perceive other levels of consciousness? How do you perceive a frog?
But I think, well, I would
You
argue
know,
you
like
can.
you can see it and like understand it from your perspective. You don't
But they
know
are
how
able
a
to do
frog's
tests to see.
language to another.
Yeah, but there's like
frog
just like a
exists.
natural instinct, right? There's a level
True.
between natural instinct, and I think that's kind of how we decipher it, or it's beyond just natural. Like, yeah, you're pretty much beyond.
Well, I
that.
think you can
Isn't-
you can like measure kind of the collective intelligence of a species from a human perspective, at least, like more empirically, kind of just like by what do they produce, like what are they able to conserve, and like what are they able to actually transmit, like how because essentially intelligence is just the ability to increase your survival rate, right? So it's like
Right.
how competent are they at that?
Right.
And there are like orcas like who are like extremely smart, and they are like basically they're the apex predator of their environments. So you could argue that they're like the peak. They're at like the peak of their intelligence. But then there is an argument of like pleasure, because humans have also used our intelligence to increase not only our ability to survive life, but also our ability to enjoy life. And so it's like how much are these species like maximizing pleasure It's like I do think you can
Comfort.
measure it. Yeah, comfort. It's like there's all these different things, and it's like because of the
From what
lack
I've
of
heard, dolphins be fucking. So I don't know.
well, I think dolphins and orcas are like it's kind of it's like interesting. It's like they're very smart, but like their collective species intelligence isn't very high. It's like individually they're very smart, but they're not like if we as humans
I
wanted
see what
to
you're
just
saying. Like
wipe them all out,
as
we
a
could.
society, they're not like overpowering anything. to
Yeah.
a
But see, this
degree,
is
yeah.
also it's a tough thing because then this is if we're looking on human to human level at this point,
Individualistic,
right?
Yeah.
It's weird because there are people who see people who live in tribes, right, or in the Middle East as primal beings, but they just live differently, right?
Yeah.
They live in their own cultural way, and in that sense, it's like we see dolphin. The way where I'm getting with this is you see dolphins like we could just all kill them, right? It's how humans see peaceful, over time, primal quote unquote or peaceful societies that aren't evolving to the degree that these other people feel like life should evolve.
Uncontacted tribes, like
Yeah,
yeah.
or any form, just over time in general. If it's like we want to evolve in this way, but these people have their own cultural way of doing things that isn't fitting with what we deem as a modern take on a society, so we'll kill them. So it's like, would you say that those people are less conscious? Are they primal, or is it just more so that they have
People
their
that-
own
I think-
way?
I think that they're like it's not a level of consciousness. I think it's just a level of like because I mean this is like man there's like a bunch of ways to go. They're like all wrong. So I'll just say
Yeah,
that
go for just shoot for stars.
in history you'll notice that a lot of the big societies that had those mentalities are literally not here anymore because societies that had more militaristic perspectives came in and like wiped them out. And it's like if you know or are aware of like the possibility of that, then it is your responsibility before anything else as a society to like put yourself in a position to defend yourself. Because I do think as an individual, you can be extremely intelligent and wise and like do your own thing. But if like a society comes in, you as an individual are powerless to stop them. So then it's like as an individual, you should also seek this responsibility to be a part of a society that prioritizes these things. It just is unfortunate, but it is also not an unnatural way of life. Like even in the jungle, like the big creature eats the small one. Like it is almost the way of life to be in that kind of natural battle with your environment and the other entities within it. So I do think people can be very smart individually.
But that's just like survival of the fittest mentality.
But that's
like,
the world.
across the board. No,
Yeah,
right.
It's a battle between consciousness and still our natural instincts for some
True.
reason.
I guess what I'm.
We
like,
haven't evolved past that quite.
something
yet.
to like kind of get to what you're saying about like those like tribes. Those is like it's not. It's definitely not a consciousness thing, but there is something to it where it's like if you like. I think it kind of goes back to what I was trying to say about perception, where it's like those people do probably have a perception about what you deem as normal or what you deem as like your way of life and think that it's abnormal and weird.
Yeah.
And so it's like that is a conscious perspective as well. So it is hard to determine what is the like true like quote unquote like way of life. You know what I mean? Because there is like different ways to like I forgot the saying, but it's like there's different ways to crack a fucking cookie or whatever the fucking shit it is. That's not it.
Crack an egg, maybe?
Crack an egg, maybe.
Yes, I think that would make more sense.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's different ways to break an egg. Yeah.
Break an egg. We'll do that. But yeah, essentially what I'm saying is there's
Crack a
in the
cookie
same-
is insane.
in the
I'm
same way
sorry.
that we don't know how like a dolphin's life is because we don't live in the ocean. We don't fucking speak dolphin. We don't fuck dolphin. All these things that like dolphins do is it has nothing to do with like anything that we do. So like we're looking at it from a, like you said, a human perspective, and therefore we have these different like measures of intelligence from a human perspective.
It would be like, I hate to be basic in reference Brave New World, because it's like any of those dystopian books are extremely.
it's a
notable.
classic though.
It is. It really is.
Captain America, Brave New World.
Yeah, dude, it's the Marvel. When I was reading Marvel as a kid, but no, Brave New World. Essentially, they did lab babies.
Yeah.
Like having sex was considered primal at that point.
Yeah.
Like primitive, like Neanderthals. Like these people are because there were still tribes or like people that still lived the old way, which is like how we live now, and they saw that as primitive and disgusting.
Right.
But the people who lived that way and still gave natural births saw it as like against God and against the order of life as how the people were doing it with lab babies and shit.
Well,
like
think
that.
about how like some people talk about like fucking French people being dirty. Like, where did that come from? I haven't been to France. I'm not saying it's not true, but it's just like people will say that. And that's based off of what? Their perspective of what's clean.
Clean,
Yeah.
that is true. But what is funny is I was rewatching Grimm versus Evil, which was before they made the Billy and Mandy series. Grimm versus Evil was actually so it was like
Was it like a short?
Cartoon Network. No, it was the full show because
It
it
was
would
a
be
full
it would
series?
show Grimm. It would show Grimm, which was still Billy and Mandy. It would show that, and then the other half of the show was Evil, which was like the brain on the bear, like a brain in a vat on a bear, and then like there was an evil scientist, and then they did like crossover shit. But
That's
then
crazy.
people loved Billy and Mandy so much they made the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy later on. But there was an episode where Evil was trying to create like the stink ray or whatever, and he did like he put it across the whole world, and then it like frames to France, and then it's like the whole stink is like covering France, and like, you smell something? Like they're like basically just like I was like, damn, bro, the shade is crazy. That the shots are that's fucked up.
But I mean, like on that note, it's like like on a perception level, it's the ugly episode from SpongeBob. Like if you've never known what having bad breath smell like is like because you are a sponge and you don't have a sense of smell, then relatively you're gonna think that everyone running away from you when you talk to them is because you're either ugly or they hate you or da 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 da. All the while it's just you just stank like shit, and people are trying to get the fuck away from you. But like you would never know that because you don't have a nose.
Hell yeah.
I guess that's one way to put
Perception.
it. Yeah, that is. I was like, okay, that's a way of putting it.
Perception.
Yeah, that episode of SpongeBob where his he ate onion. Well, I think it was onions or something.
It
like
was
that.
some weird concoction. It was
Yeah.
gross though.
Yeah.
It looked gross.
I've got the ugly.
He said it was good, but
Yeah.
it looked gross.
It obviously wasn't the best though.
Yeah. I mean, I do think there's definitely different ways to live. I mean, I feel like it just depends on what your priorities are. I mean, I definitely think on a certain frequency or a certain consciousness level, I guess you could say, you get to a point to where you're not very attached. And
We go to
then
2. Wait, is it 2? Yeah, go to 2. Yeah, let him know.
you get to a point to where you're just not really attached, and then it's easier to be in those types of disassociative societies. But I will also say that I think what doesn't get talked about a lot is probably the amount of dissenters that are in these selective societies and ostracized societies where they
How many what?
dissenters, like people who leave the group, like people who aren't a part of the tribe anymore, like people who decide to rejoin society because they're like this actually is whack, like
Yeah.
you know, Amish people who go into, you know, basically in
Rumspringa.
all of these different cults, there's always people who
You know, a lot of them actually go back though to Amish life. Like they end up like going back and being more appreciative of.
I mean, I think that that's true for some, but I have also heard of a lot of people,
Who
especially
leave?
young people who like have to like run away, like escapees. Like you're kind of, I mean, it is kind of like you're brainwashed to an extent.
Oh, yeah.
So I think if you wait too long, it is. I mean, it's probably first of all just hard. Everyone you've ever known is Amish, so even going into normal society is probably like just it just takes a leap of faith to begin with, and that could be scary. But I don't think it's necessarily because on balance the society was worse. Not to say that it can't possibly be that. But I don't necessarily think it has to be it just because it could just be that. It would have to be so much insanely better, so much like very quickly in order for them to not just freak out and run back to what they know. Because I think that's kind of how people are.
Yeah, change is scary in any sense. But yeah, going back to just kind of like the primates and stuff though, it is honestly just kind of it just is mind blowing to see how far we've come and like on the grand scale how little time we've really like in recent years like industrial revolution and how little time we've had like all the technology that we have now. And honestly, it's fried our brains a lot. But I think it's crazy because every time any like crazy event happens now, people are like, it's the end of the world. I'm like, dude, there was an ice age. There was a meteor. There's been floods.
Been nukes,
Have we nuked ourselves yet?
not ourselves.
Okay.
I was
Human
Japan.
human species wise, yes.
Oh, we did. well, atomic bomb. I guess is that considered?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was. That's what I was referring to at least. So,
Alright.
but maybe you don't consider that
A nuclear bomb?
nuclear bomb.
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
they're the same thing. I mean, I would have to check that, but
I think they're slightly different. Right?
Wasn't
Or they're
one
so
was a
similar.
hydrogen bomb?
Yeah,
and
that's what
then
I'm
the other one was an atomic bomb. So yes,
Bombs in general, I think, are not good.
playing with the chemistry.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, there's been
For
a few
nuking
times-
people?
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
what are you saying?
No, I don't blame people for. I don't blame people for thinking that the world is going to end because there. I mean, I know there was that time during the Cold War where like we had like someone had hacked us and like sent a signal to like Russia, or no, it was Cuba, Russia or Cuba. It was Russia during like the Cuban Cold War. Actually, that's what it was, and went to a guy that said that we were nuking them, and he was the one guy that stopped that needed
that
to
didn't turn the
didn't
key.
press the button. It's like one of the craziest stories ever. He just was like, he waited a while. He felt like, nah, this can't be real, and he just got lucky, I guess, that it wasn't, and he didn't press the button. But we were that close. We were literally that close. One guy stood between us and nuclear fallout.
No, but it's not.
So-
What I'm saying is not just the idea that it's the end of the world, but more so that it's the apocalypse, like biblical times, right? And what I'm saying is that for as long as the existence, far as we know, in studies that we've done, the Earth purges itself continuously, and life will die at some point, and then life will come back.
Well, yes,
and
but
then
like,
we put ourselves on a pedestal of being so important on the grand scheme of things, which we don't really know.
but we're also not that far removed from people like freaking out about Y2K, and then also people freaking about 2012. So like, while you say that, it's like Armageddon has been on like the precipice of like the very least pop culture, but also like people that pay attention to pop culture's minds. And whether that be biblical or not, it is one of these things where like people are paying attention to shit that maybe we shouldn't have to care about. Like, I get that the Mayans had some really crazy things that they lined up, but we didn't have to act like their calendar was the end all be all of our fucking civilization.
I will say
And
though,
maybe there was like something that happened
there
in
was a shift
2012.
there. There was a shift there. I'll say
Maybe
that.
there was a energy shift there. But the point is that people were at a certain level losing their shit, thinking that the end of the world was going to happen on December or whatever day, 2012.
It birthed a really cool movie.
After that,
Was a cool movie.
the next president was Donald Trump, and then COVID happened, and then now Trump is president again, and World War III is like right now happening.
Well,
I mean-
Trump was in 2012, right?
But Reagan was
No,
also
Trump
our
was
president.
Trump was in 2016, right?
Yeah, Trump was in 2016. So Obama was president during 2012, but he had already been elected. So basically, like after 2012, it's a niche argument.
So
But
maybe Obama was the devil or whatever they were trying to say.
did the whole time. He did
But
kill
then
a
you can
lot
look
of
back
people.
and you like Reagan was president, then there was a world war, and then it was Nixon was a president, and then there was fucking more war, and then
I do remember like being naive and being like, Obama's one of the like regular ones. Everybody else has been weird and like I don't really relate to presidents, but it seems like Obama he's like standing out. And then like over time you're like, maybe not. Maybe he was calling some drone strikes and
I think he was.
potentially not the best. That he was a
he-
great spokesman. He was a great like leader in the way that
Wait,
people he got people behind him.
was it him or was it his administration?
I mean, that's anything though. That's
Yeah.
is it
Yeah, I mean,
is
his-
Biden such a bad president or is it his administration? Both.
Well, no, I think his job.
He was a bad fucking senator. Fuck that guy.
Everybody's been bad. Name a good one.
Well, I think
Amen, brother. Amen.
The president's job though is almost entirely just to be a good spokesman. like,
Yes.
honestly.
You're the face of the administration.
Yeah, it's like you have a lot of smart people behind you that you should be humble enough to like assist you with your decision making. Like people who've been doing this their whole lives. Like, you know, you're coming in here to do it for 4 years. Like, how could you possibly be an expert to like actually know?
We're like the times.
Well, it's like it's in the form of like if you treat the United States like a business and you want to compare it to like the NBA, it's like acting like Adam Silver makes every single decision and transaction. Now he's just the face of all of these decisions and transactions that are
Yeah.
happening in all these courtrooms and conference rooms and boardrooms and all these things, these phone calls and emails. All these collections have to have someone to blame or someone to praise whenever it goes good or goes bad.
yeah.
And that's all the president is. This person sure, they have the power to make executive orders, and we've seen how that can like potentially affect people. But at the same time, this is not like that person making that decision. This is a regime change that is coming in to like make these decisions.
There's a point in period that we call in history we actually call the Great Depression.
Yeah,
Like it was that bad.
yeah. I mean, you gotta let them know.
It was that's a terrible.
The
It was the Great Depression. I don't know how great it could have been, but you know.
It was. I want to believe right in between the world wars. So I
yeah,
mean,
it's like right after one.
that was a.
Or no, was it right before one?
Yeah, honestly though, oh, you think okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly though, I don't know if you've ever been to the World War II museum. That's probably like my
Where's
favorite
that at?
museum. It's in New Orleans. It's
I
like
feel like I have been.
yeah, it's like massive. It's like if you wanted to go through the whole thing, it actually takes you like all day. 'Cause it has
That's
like,
cool though. I honestly love walking around in those things.
Yeah, it has like 3 or 4
Museums in
buildings.
general.
But I will say
We
the
should
whole
go.
the whole like apocalypse talk does kind of become a little mute when you like even just look back how you're saying kind of in history, because like World War II, no, that shit was real. Like
Bro, like D-Day and
yeah,
that was
like,
World War
like
One, I
D-
think.
No, World War II. D-Day was World War II. Like
was?
D-Day was insane. Like actually, just like a crazy ass mission. And
Oh,
it's
you're
like,
right, it was too.
and it's like
It's
the
Normandy.
depiction.
Those are the first giant bombs being dropped. So
Oh,
think
yeah,
about how that fucking
and
was
like the
well, that was
speeches
the end all be all.
and the narrative was literally like, this is the fate of the world. Like we're fighting for everything. Like if we this is the battle to end all battles.
Like the
Like, if we lose
bombs
this,
were
it's over.
the bombs
like-
were almost like the result of everything. It was kind of indirect, but like the real like darkness of World War II is the shit that was like on the battlefield
Oh,
and
yeah.
in the boardrooms, like the decisions that were being made for clearly almost no reason.
Oh, dude,
It's
the
a-
amount of
to a
movies,
certain level.
the movies that I've watched, bro, and you watch about just like okay, like the people that'll go out there and then they finish their like little tour out there and they're like they get like a break for a little bit. All right, it's time to get back out there. And like you make your third round, you survive the first two, you don't make it out the third. You know what I mean? You just
Well, it's
you
weird
just keep
how,
going
like-
back into the trench warfare. Had to be fucking horrible.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
any
that was,
warfare
like,
can't be
World War
good,
One.
but that's got to be
World
bad,
Warfare.
worse than any.
What?
That's like any warfare can't be good, but that's got to be worse than most.
You're sleeping in trenches, bro. Fucking
You're in mud. You are
trench
mud.
foot, bro.
I will say
Fucking
the theater of war now is gonna be
mustard gas just getting thrown in your shit.
it's definitely going to be
Not
a
a
lot better
grenade.
for the soldiers. It'll probably be a lot worse for the civilians, unfortunately, because the destruction
Yeah.
won't decrease. It's just we don't really need the soldiers to be as cracked anymore. We have like drones, and I mean they're already doing like AI targeting.
Yeah, I mean,
systems
like
and
that's
stuff like
the Gaza shit, right? It's just fucking drone strikes and shit, right? It's
that.
not
Yeah,
like an
they have,
actual
like, some
fucking.
AI targeting. system.
Oh, no,
The
no,
IDF
yeah.
has people.
I'm sure there are some people in the streets throwing Molotovs and shit like that, but it's mostly fucking like missiles.
It's missiles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's already getting to that level where like they're
It's
not,
already
they're not
yeah.
losing a lot of soldiers. They're just losing civilians. like
yeah.
on both sides.
The war is scary in that sense, in the sense that like it's gotten that way. But you know the thing about it's funny that you said like it's a pop culture thing, because honestly like the whole apocalypse, like the fear of the apocalypse is like it's like from ancient mythology, like that people have been worried about the world endings for as long as like recorded history essentially.
But
Like-
like, I what I mean by pop culture is like making it a spectacle, in the way that like you make people like fear it in like visual way versus a
Oh, like
theoretical
2012
way.
was like a
2012, but there's also other ones. The day the
20XX.
day the world
The
stopped
Day After
spinning,
Tomorrow.
or yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Day after tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's some
There's a
the
bunch
world
of
when the
them.
world stops spinning. There's
Stood
some
still.
stood
Yeah.
still, some shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
There's plenty of these like what could happen, like if this happened, da 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 da.
And those movies usually go hard.
Some of them go
Yeah.
hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Day After Tomorrow's a classic.
Day After Tomorrow went
It's a
crazy,
classic.
bro.
Well, think
Come on,
about
Will
fucking
Smith, bro.
what's
Jeff
it?
Goldblum.
After Earth. I mean, it was a shitty movie, but like the concept of it, where it's just like humans had to leave the planet, and then they like tried to come back, and like the planet had evolved to like basically be so like weaponized, like to where humans were being hunted by everything.
Yeah.
It's like that is like one of those like concepts where it's like what would happen if we had to leave type shit.
Have y'all seen Scavenger's Reign?
Yeah. Well,
You do
actually, I'm
watch it?
sorry. I watched the first 4 episodes.
Dude, so good. So like the concept is it's on HBO Max. The concept is basically humans land on this planet. They're taking cargo somewhere, but then they're like the cargo it's in space.
Escargot.
The space escargot, dude. The snail ship actually it was a cargo escargot.
Cargo escargot.
Yeah, just a ship full of snails.
Escargot go.
That's what?
I don't know. I'm fucking
Yeah, that's enough out of
going
you.
for it.
But so they were taking cargo in space to somewhere else, and they crash landed on this random planet, and basically the whole planet is just everything's a scavenger, pretty much.
Right.
Like every animal there is like trying to just survive
Right.
in a way where they all like scavenge
It's
each
like
other.
the weather conditions had gotten so like abrupt where like and like survival is at like a low rate to like where everything
is
trying
just
to
feed
survive
off
at
of
that
everything,
level.
pretty much. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Nobody's
just
safe.
nothing is safe. And so like they're trying to get back to the ship, and just at every turn some bullshit is just fucking.
How'd they get stuck there?
No, they landed there.
Yeah, the shit crash landed on the
yeah,
planet.
Crash landed. Damn.
Yeah, not because they wanted to. They
Damn, bro.
crashed.
Who's driving, bro?
Yeah, bro.
Get him off the sticks.
Basically,
Get
like
them off the sticks.
everyone on the mostly everyone on the ship died except for a few, and then like they were.
Damn.
It covers the few who are trying to make their way back, and it just is absolutely beautiful show. Like the animation is incredible, but it is insane.
Sounds cool. Was it an animated show?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
animated, yeah.
But it's like a really good animation.
And of course,
I forgot the type, like the style.
I
that
don't know
it
what the
would be
style's called.
comparative to, but
like anything that's good, it didn't get continued on for a second season. So
What?
no, I mean
Dude,
honestly,
it's so good. It's probably one of the better shows I've seen in a long time, animated wise.
honestly, that's really just like I feel like HBO animated stuff. Like I was honestly pleasantly surprised that Infinity Train got 4 seasons because
That's true.
I was only gonna think I only thought that after the first season it would maybe only get approved for one more, but like they
4
really-
was crazy.
they really did that shit. And I don't know who was behind that or how they
Concept was
had the
great.
funding or what
Infinity
what the
Train?
concept is.
Yeah.
Okay, glad you haven't seen it. So we're about to tell you about this awesome show that we both fell in love with. Basically the concept is that there is a train, right?
Yeah.
And the train really only presents itself to like troubled people, like people that are like either going through something or need to learn a lesson of some kind. Go back. But essentially it presents itself, and if you get on this train, then you're like quote unquote like trapped on it. Now, what I mean by that is that you have a number on your hand, and you have to get the number down to 0, right?
Yeah, it's down to
Yeah.
0.
You have a number on the palm of your hand, and whatever that number is, that's like the number. Say it's 97, right? You have to like learn 97 lessons to get like basically like earn your way off the train to a certain degree. So it's almost like a human development train, but you also have free will within it. So if you actively choose not to learn, and if you actively choose to like go deeper into your darkness, then that number will rise. And so like it kind of delves into the different levels of like what that looks like, what it looks like to not only try to get off the train, but also what it can get to of like how dark it is on the train for some people that have decided not to actively try to get off.
Interesting.
It has parallels to life actually, of like how you can be the controller of your own destiny, or the prisoner, the gatekeeper to your own prison, and that like you hold the key, but only you can unlock that door. And it's actually pretty beautiful the way they describe it.
Sounds good.
Not and each cart is like a different lesson, but it's like a different
The imagery in each card
environment.
too, yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different environment and a whole different thing they have to go through. And so each episode basically covers mostly like one cart.
And then the seasons are cool because it follows one main character in the first season. Second season, it follows a side character from the first season. Third season, it follows 2 side characters from first and second season. And the last season are 2 completely new characters that interact with a bunch of the side characters from the first 3. So it's like almost a, what's it called? The
Cinematic universe?
Yes, but like what's it called whenever each episode is a different like it's almost like an anthology series in a way within that same cinematic universe, but it like has these different perspectives of like within that train.
That
Pretty
sounds
sick.
dope. It's on HBO.
Yes.
All these
Well, it
goddamn
used to be.
snakes on this goddamn train.
There's a lot of good shit on HBO.
Dude, HBO Max does produce. I think Apple TV is gonna catch up to it though.
You think so?
Yeah, I think this.
Apple TV's
Apple
been
TV's coming out with some.
Hitting.
It's coming out with some. The Studio with Seth Rogen. That one was pretty good. I just watched it. It
Yeah,
was
that was good.
it had very
Ted
much
Lasso has been huge for them for the past 5 years.
Ted Lasso. Yeah, Studio gave me like old HBO.
Severance.
Severance, yeah, Severance,
heard good
fucking
things about
extremely
Severance.
popular. There was like another movie they released on there called like The Gorge or something that was like really big.
They did C with Jason Momoa. And then they did The Morning Show with Jennifer Aniston, and
It was a morning show.
it's like about like basically like an Anchorman type of show. It's not really like that raunchy.
Oh, it's a show.
Yeah, it's a show about like running a news radio.
Okay, I thought it was like they
thing.
had a morning.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no,
I
no,
was like,
no, no.
come on.
No, it's like a it's a fucking that show. They've had some pretty good hits actually. Now that I think about it, Apple TV.
No, yeah, they definitely. Dude, Apple. Apple.
I don't know
Weirdly
if they're
enough,
gonna overtake HBO though. HBO's kind of like got it going
I mean,
on.
because they've done so many goated
Yeah,
fucking
I'm not
series at
saying-
this point. You
I
got
mean, but-
Sopranos. You had
A lot of time left.
True Blood at one point.
Okay, I'm not a big fan, but even on the newer stuff, they did like the Euphoria,
Entourage.
Entourage,
Your Curb Your Enthusiasm was HBO.
fucking
I mean, y'all know y'all shit.
what's the Silicon Valley? That's HBO.
Yeah, dude, they fucking HBO's been doing this shit for a minute. So, but I was gonna say, what's crazy is Apple Music is actually the only music platform that like releases mixes, official mixes of artists.
What do you mean by mixes?
Like so, DJs.
Like AI will make it, or the artists create it for them as like
Yeah,
a.
so like DJs will like do like my Bonnaroo mix, so it'll be their performance.
oh,
Apple Music
wow.
will release those,
That's cool.
like official ones,
That's pretty sick.
as compared to like everything else. You can find them on SoundCloud. You
Or,
have
like,
if you
YouTube.
want them, yeah, you can find them on YouTube or like SoundCloud. But
But an
Apple Music is
official
like good
one.
quality. Apple Music is like releasing good
I
quality.
wonder if they have like if they're like plugged in for these performances.
They got a deal for sure. There's a deal going on.
Like if they, but I mean is like if they're actually like recording like their performance like in like on the equipment.
Yeah.
You know.
No, yeah, they are.
Okay.
They are. Yeah.
So you're not getting like the fan experience.
Oh,
you're getting
no.
the actual sound from the
No, no,
performance.
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty sick.
That's because that's what they'll do.
Okay.
Like when they release it on YouTube, even they usually.
Oh really?
That's what it is.
I thought I always I don't pay
No,
I don't
yeah,
watch
yeah,
this stuff.
No, yeah, but
But I was just I guess I thought like you would have like the fan like sound like what the speakers sound like to the fan basically versus like what the music sounds like on the computer.
yeah, we got to a point where people were like, "I need good quality sound," so they're like, "All right,
I get it.
we'll
I get
find
it.
a
It's
way."
It's not gonna sound like what it would sound like for the.
I
fans.
get that though, 'cause like it's not the same thing as seeing fucking like Hendrix at fucking Woodstock.
Woodstock, yeah.
It's not the same thing as seeing like those guys like fucking play in front of thousands of people. It's probably a
Yeah.
bit of a different.
But that's like I
experience.
guess the benefit though of having like the DJ equipment is like if you're a live band, you can perform like a good probably a good quality like audio setting, but it's not the same as if you recorded a DJ set
Yeah.
because you can only get so good quality if you're doing a live set. It's a band, right?
Yeah.
Opposed to recording straight from the equipment.
Well, you might know a little bit more about this. Like, how do you like differentiate like whenever if you're trying to record a live set? Like, 'cause I feel like a live set is kind of like you're playing like you know what you want to play, but you're also like partially playing off of the crowd's vibe a little bit too. And so like whenever you're trying to record that, like how do you encompass like the crowd's vibe into something like maybe I wasn't at that crowd? You know what I mean?
There's different types of mixes. You could probably because have you created a mix yet?
Yeah, I mean, I've created a bunch of mixes, but I think, making a mix that you're just making at home is usually a lot different than doing a DJ set. At least for me, it's not really the same thing. 'Cause usually if you're making a mix at home, it's probably something that you're making for yourself or like something that you really want to make. Whereas like if you're playing a DJ set, there is going to, or at least there should be some level of pandering to a degree. 'Cause that's like kind of the whole point, at least of where we're at right now, which is like for people to have a good time. 'Cause like as of right now, you don't really know who's gonna show up, so you kind of do want to have like some songs that you know will be certified bangers.
Because DJing isn't how it used to be, where like back in like the 80s and 90s, where like when people would go out to DJs, it's like I want to hear how you are DJing. I don't want to hear a specific song. I don't want to hear a specific cut. I want to hear like your style, basically. And I feel like we've gotten away from that, and now it is like more pandering style of DJing, where it's like, how can we get the crowd to have a good time?
Well, I would say for me personally, it is a little bit of both. But I mean, not I can't necessarily say that for everyone. But I would say there's still a lot of things that you can do as a DJ, like outside of song selection. I mean, song selection is like kind of fundamental, and that's kind of the part where you would pander. But I mean, there's still like like how you actually mix the songs, and then kind of in that there's a lot of different things that that how you actually mix the songs is like drawing the rest of the owl in a sense. Like there's a lot that could go into that, and a lot of creative outlets that you can utilize. Like I know usually when I'm mixing, I like to like scratch a little bit or scratch transitions, which a lot of people don't do. So it's like regardless of what genre I'm mixing, that's what you're gonna hear to some degree, which comes from like mixing hip hop, because a lot of people don't mix hip hop. But if you do mix hip hop, then you're gonna need to know how to scratch.
Right.
'Cause,
And see,
it's not
like,
really the same thing.
I guess that's where I'm speaking from because like my roots are purely hip hop, so I'm thinking about a lot of scratch DJs, and like from my experience as of late, like with hanging out with homies that are DJs, whether like it be at a bar or an actual like venue that they're DJing at, it's kind of been that experience where I'm like, I don't know if I'm actually like hearing a set that you curated or if I'm like hearing you quote unquote pander to the crowd. And that is like I feel like a hard distinction whenever you're not listening to like a hip hop DJ set. Whenever you're listening to EDM, it's like I don't know really like the like basically you could make an unsmooth transition or rough transition, I guess, in an EDM set, and I would not.
You could, you might, if you were paying attention. If it was, it depends on how rough and how. Most of a lot of DJing is how quickly do you save? Like you can't crash out over it, and like get mad, or like you don't have time for that. It's just like how quickly can you just course correct or decide to go with it. I think at my last show when I was doing the pre-show to the show, which was like something I didn't have planned, and it was a house, and I didn't have all of my house songs, so it's kind of whatever. But the guy was like, all right, well you got an hour, so fuck it. And I know like one of the songs I uploaded like double speed, and I just had to like let that shit rock. Like I had to make a decision, like, hey, I'm just gonna let that shit rock, because if I
It did it was kind of a vibe too. At first I was like, okay, interesting choice, but I was like, this kind of going. And then he was like, dude, that shit fucked up. I was like, oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I just had to go with it. It just like fucked up, and I was like, okay, because often what a lot of people don't understand is, bro, the software is trippy. The only word I can really use is trippy as fuck. Like where it'll be perfect, and then it'll have like, and I'm someone who literally works in IT, so take it from me. It'll have random issues. Some of them are not random, but some of them are, and like it'll glitch out in random ways, and weird stuff will happen almost every time, at least once, in different boards. Like it's not even a matter of like, it's just like something spiritual or something.
I mean, we can speak to that, dude. We don't touch our fucking shit, but somehow, some way, every time we record, something fucks up.
Yeah, kinda like that. Yeah. So
It's different. It's never, dude. It's never the
It's
same.
spiritual
fucking-
at this point.
yeah, exactly. It's like I don't even know. Like if I was trying to come up with as many unique ways, I don't know if I could come up with them. That
That's
it's
what
We're
I'm
like,
saying.
we checked all the boxes that fucked up last time. A new fuck up happens. Like, we'll make a new box.
I'm fingers crossed this time, because I mean, shit. Everyone could have tested this. I did like 5 or 6 different fucking audio tests just to make sure we were good to go this time.
Yeah, dude. We are. It's just hilarious. Like, we should consider changing the show name to Technical Difficulties.
I thought about it. That shit would be kind of crazy though.
Or at least have some Technical Difficulties merch.
yeah. Technical difficulties kind of goes hard.
It does. Have you? I don't know if, since you've been on it, if we've talked about it a number of times. Did you know what the original like names we had were?
Nah, well,
So like the OG. I'm gonna go through it. This honestly doesn't fucking matter, because we probably get new listeners here and there. But so the OG was
Og.
Solo Dolo. It was just me. It was called Unconventional Development. And I had like this trap beat in the back, and I just had one of our friends say Unconventional Development, and I just chopped up the audio, so it was just like Unconventional Development
okay.
over a track. It kind of went hard. I'm gonna be honest, and it was Unconventional Development, and then I went and did it with our friend Roy. R.I.P. He's not dead, but he's gone. But
All right. That's one
Okay.
way of saying that.
yeah. Shout out. I hope he's doing okay though. Yeah, we did Roy. It was Roy and Daniel, so it was called the Rad Pad, which that would have never lasted, because that's dumb as shit. And then the next, that's dumb as fuck. That would never last.
He said that was a downgrade from the original name.
It was kind of, and then honestly, I've thought about it. I'm like, low key, I should have just stuck with unconventional development. That would have been like, it would have made sense. And then we did Far From Finished, which was still kind of sick.
Definitely.
That was like the birth of us working together.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of those episode titles in the backlog.
Well, so we actually did a few episodes that we were calling it unconventional development. Because after he recorded a few with Roy, like, and I started like with him, the first 3 to 4 or 5 episodes were probably unconventional development. Because we didn't really care about the name at that point. We were just recording just to record, pretty much. We were just letting shit ride, trying to fucking figure out some cool things to talk about, and not really even having like too many points. We were just trying to talk about.
No, we talked about some real shit back
We
then. I
did.
feel like.
We had good
Good
topics, but we weren't like
conceptual-
prepared as well as we could have been. But it wasn't until we started recording at Chance's place that's when we started calling it Far From Finished, and we had people like create like logos and little like intros and stuff for us, and we kind of just like molded that for a little while before. I think it was like right after the pandemic, probably 2020,
Well,
maybe 2021 already.
Yeah, when we recorded in the garage.
Yeah.
We said it. We said this on. We didn't say this on our podcast. We said it on Street Couch when we went on. Dude, it's funny though, 'cause we should say it on here. So we lived in a house. Anyone who's listening to this who's friends of ours, you'll remember the house. How could you not? I was telling you about it the other day. He didn't remember when he DJ'd the Halloween party.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah.
It was the second Halloween party. But the house was on stilts, so there was a garage, like on the first floor, and then there was a garage under the garage. So it was a double stack garage.
So there was one garage. That was an actual garage that we actually really didn't use, unless so like it was a party going on and we wanted to park our cars in there to have more parking space for other people. We didn't use that fucking garage for anything. But the only reason that was a garage is because at some point, and I gotta imagine it was during Harvey or during like one of the floods from the bayou that happened at that point, the owners of this house raised it from being like a basically 2-story house to being a 3-story house. And the first story is simply just like cement stilts. And if you walk underneath that house, like you look up, you're like, that's not good plumbing.
That's not up to code.
That's not good plumbing. That's horrible pipe work. I'm looking at some shit. It's just like, no. Like, straight up, absolutely not regulation. The garage above the garage was basically a room that, like, had no ventilation like any normal garage would have. But the garage doors were still on it. And so you could open those up, but it had like a balcony, like awning on it. So you could like open the garage doors open. And this is basically just a garage closed in balcony on the second floor of the house.
It was kind of sick, but it definitely was an interesting choice to keep it like that. They were like, nah, it's probably people would like it. It's like
the fact that we lived in that house was so like lore building. Like there was so much that happened there, but that also the finding of the house, the like finding of the listing. It's like the price that we had when we first got there was like $335 per person for rent. Like it was one of those things where
But
it
to be
just got
fair,
like
it
was such a beautiful fucking spectacle at first.
It was 6 of us,
and then
in
it
there.
became real shitty.
But when was this? When
It
did
was
y'all
like
live there?
it was like if
We
you.
moved in January of 2020.
We should have wrote a documentary about fucking. We thought about it.
Man, I need to
It
see
didn't
like a
crack.
picture of the house or something. Like
I probably got
drawing
some
a
videos on the
blank.
phone. I can show you some.
Backyard was huge. It was on the bayou.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I
did. We
DJ'd there.
You
Yeah.
DJ'd there. We had probably
Chill almost won
upwards.
the Halloween costume. He almost won the costume contest.
lived
He
there
was Doodle
for
Bob.
We lived there for probably
I remember the Doodle Bob.
about
pit.
700 days. We probably had a
What? That's
good
a long time.
120 to 150 parties through that 700 days. Like
Man.
we were going
I think
crazy.
that's why I'm burnt out now. I
Bro,
think
we
that's
don't, we were doing
yeah,
so like
honestly.
okay. So let me just run down a week at that house. So Monday, right? Even if we worked, like that did not matter. Like at the beginning of this us living in this house, none of us were really working because it was the pandemic that had just popped off. Like
We got the house.
that
January
January,
2020.
March, the pandemic popped off. But we were already like starting, like me and my homie Los, we thought we had like COVID in that December because we got like fucked over. Like I'm talking about, like, he was living in the restroom because he was either puking or shitting at every moment.
No,
But like we knew we had that shit. March popped off. Everybody just stopped working. We was cool, and even whenever we went back to work, bro, our schedule was Tuesdays we get free beer at this one bar, much beer as you want.
what?
True. Don't say the name, but it was true. It was
Wednesdays we would
we
go
did.
to a different bar for like discounted food or something. I forgot.
No,
what
we
it was.
went to Union.
That's what it was.
75-cent Wells.
Union was 75-cent Wells on Wednesday nights. So we would just get stupid fucked up for like $10. So out of those 2 nights, we're getting
Yeah.
destroyed Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and we spent a total of $10 on the week. Thursdays, I forgot what the deal was. Thursdays, it was some that was going on, but basically Tuesday through Thursday we was always getting fucked up, and then Friday through Sunday we would have parties at the house. So Mondays were our only rest day, and during Mondays a lot of times we would be drinking lean and fucking taking mushrooms. Like,
Not me.
no,
Not
not,
me.
Daniel.
Not me.
There was
I
plenty
not.
of people that lived in this house, and by we I mean allegedly.
Yeah, I was not taking part in that.
But yeah, it got hectic, bro. It got like actually like to a point where I tell Daniel and anyone that'll listen is like, I feel older than I am because we did so much at such a young age that it's like none of this shit that's supposed to be new to me at 28 is new at all. We've been doing this shit for so long, and like now it's just like, all right, I'm tired of that shit. What's next?
Yeah, that's fair.
Time to grow up. That's what's next. But
Literally.
But shit was fucking it was literally insane. But yeah, the garage was on top of the garage. That's where we recorded the podcast. Was in there. We actually built a fucking like recording what was supposed to be a recording booth in there. We built a stage also inside of the garage that we put the podcast on top of. It is actually really crazy though, because we left all that shit. We did not take that with us. But like we also left a month early because we just could. But we took
the
a bunch of
downfall of that is its own episode.
Yeah.
Because like it's
we
way
took
too much.
we took pictures and everything, but like the piping during the freeze got fucked up, and they kept saying they fixed it and they didn't, and we would have like $400 water bills
for 4 months in a row.
for 4 months in a row, and you can only get that like fixed once by the water company. Like you take it to them, you're like, look, there's
Now
a leak.
we're not paying for this shit again because the landlord should have fixed it, and the landlord was telling us that they did. Water company said it's not fixed. They can't do nothing else about it, so we just gotta pay that shit.
Nah.
Yeah. It really is like, yep, nah. So like we skipped out the last month, and we're like, well, technically we paid the first and last month of rent in the contract when we deposit.
Yeah.
So we're like, we skipped out a month early. Like, no, you need to pay the last month. They're like, we paid the first and last month. Also, we took this picture of black mold in the house.
multiple different areas.
You never fixed the fucking leak in the fucking house, and there's a bunch of other shit wrong. And then they just were like, all right. And
They,
just
they,
never.
they didn't even
they
hit us
settled-
back.
They settled on that. They're
They
like,
didn't even send us a damages, and they should have. There was plenty of damages in that house. They didn't send us a single bill.
Well, I mean, hey, that's fine. It means that they were copacetic. They were like, whatever. We got X amount of money for X amount of months.
they
Yeah.
knew they shouldn't have
We
got
never
that
fixed
shit, bro.
So shit. We know what we were doing. Like,
It became a situation at one point where we were like, I mean, I feel like we got a case better than they got a case.
I mean, you might have. Whoever had the better lawyer had a case. Whoever had the better lawyer could have had a case.
The landlord didn't live in the
They
U.S.
was in
though.
UK.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. That's why they didn't give a
They had
fuck.
an accent and everything?
Well, we never
No.
talked to. We talked. They went through like a third party, basically.
Yeah, it was through their realtor.
Oh, what the fuck?
She was like basically our landlord because she was the voice of them at a certain point.
Maybe it was all her fault.
Oh, it definitely was.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, she was hiring a handyman that would show up and ask us for beers.
Oh,
Like,
but, I mean, that's kind of. I wouldn't really have. I've seen some cold ass motherfuckers do the same shit.
I mean, no. I know of plenty of handymen. I'm not judging them for for drinking beers on the job.
But I mean, it is kind of like
It is one of those things where it's like, you're not sending great help. If the problem's not fixed, I, as the person that was here, get to say that the guy may have been drunk. You are saying that he completed this. I am saying the only thing he completed is a 6-pack. He's waiting to get more.
Bro would straight up be like, I'll be right back, and then come back 4 hours later.
Bro, what?
And
Drunk as shit. He'd come back 4 hours later, like hit the tree with his van whenever he comes in.
Did he?
Twice actually. Actually both trees. So you know, like whenever you're pulling in, there was the one on the if you're in the house,
like straight ahead.
So that one that like frayed out. He like broke branches off of. The other one didn't have branches. It was just like a tall ass tree. That one he actually hit the fucking bark with his van. Like I think at least once, maybe twice. But for sure he broke branches off of the side one that the one that came over into the driveway.
That's some like TV show ass shit. Like that's the
bro.
handyman.
There was so much TV show ass shit that happened at that house.
Bro, why was she hiring him? I'm so confused.
Bro, there was a point where people would just come up to the house and be like, "How much y'all pay here?" It's like, what? Who the fuck are you?
What?
Bro, no shit. We threw a party one time there, and we were downstairs, and two people just like, "Hey, we saw y'all from across the
the bayou."
Saw you across the bayou. Like, we're like, whoa, these are like two grown ass men. We're like, we do not know you, sir. You gentlemen.
And then
somebody
started pulling up. Actually, a bunch of people started pulling up. And we were talking just amongst the people that live in the house, saying damn, I don't know if we know everybody here. Is this still safe? Especially because those two people from across the bayou had just walked in our shit. And this dude, we don't know this guy. I'm talking about he is of the same descent as these two other people that we do not know. He's like, "Don't worry, guys, I'm packing." It's like, you gotta go now. You gotta leave. I don't know why you would have said some shit like that. A dude I don't know at my house has a gun and I don't have mine on me. This is a problem.
No,
Get out.
What he said was like, "Don't worry, bro. They wouldn't have did shit. I got it.
I got it on.
And we're like, who
now
are
you gotta leave.
We don't know you either.
Bro just spoke up to self-report. It's crazy.
Bro, get the fuck out of here.
Bro said, "Don't worry, I got it, bro." Bro, who are you?
The other two guys were cops for sure, though.
You think so?
No, yeah.
Really?
I think so, dude. They were for sure.
I know one of them did actually live over there because I had seen him a couple times, with his dog outside.
Oh, for real?
The other dude, it was the taller white dude, the shorter, Mexican looking dude. I'd have never seen that dude again.
They looked like cops, but maybe he did live across the bayou, but still weird because they were probably mid-30s, were early 20s.
No, I'm talking about early 40s probably, in the 42 to 45 range probably at that time, and we were literally 23.
Hey, any high school girls here?
Yeah,
get the fuck out of here, brother.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy. You're a little too old. What did they think was gonna happen? They're like, "Yeah, come in, bro."
No, that was what we were telling them at first. When we asked them to leave, it's like, dude, if we showed up to your house when you were throwing a party just because we live across the bayou, you would not be like, "Yeah, come in, dog. Thanks for showing up." That's not how that works. That's not how privacy works at all.
This isn't a high school party. These are friends.
Hey, I saw you guys partying. We can come into your house? Fuck no. How about that? Did we know you guys at all? No, not. I'm just one of those things why did you think this was okay?
Yeah,
in what world would you want someone, random stranger that lives adjacent to you across a bayou to be like, "Yeah, dude, I saw you partying, therefore I'm invited."
In all 42 years, they couldn't figure that one out.
I should have saw you. If you would have swam across the bayou, maybe I would have given you the fucking.
The effort would have been awarded.
Yeah, I'm like, "Hey, dude, fucking good job."
Yeah, at least you'd be cool then. At least.
Yeah, at least everyone would be like, "Oh shit." Yeah, but I can't believe you don't remember the Halloween party. We had a fucking bouncy house in the back too.
Oh, you lived there?
Bouncy house is what caught his ass. Yeah, we do. We live there.
Oh, in that house where we were DJing, Oh,
You were up
dude,
till like
that
4
party
in the
was
morning?
Crazy. There was a lot of people there. I remember the kitchen.
That was our party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
dude.
kitchen was like you couldn't move in the kitchen.
Yeah, dude. We used to
Yeah.
just like pack up in the kitchen, just smoke blunts after
Oh,
blunts
yeah,
after
I-
blunt in the kitchen.
Dude, I don't know why I didn't think you lived
A
there.
ton of rooms. There was
I
a
thought
ton
that
of
was just a house that you were at.
Nah,
Nah,
bro.
dude,
we lived there.
Unfortunately, we lived
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, the DJ was like outside, right? It was like in the back. Like
We had
in
two
the
DJs.
No,
patio.
We
it
had
was in a
one
room.
inside and then one outside too.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we had a deck DJ and then one in the
Was on the
inside
deck,
in
yeah.
We did.
in the
We-
living room.
We did.
Because
the living room.
Tyreek did the painting one in the first party, but the second party he didn't do the painting. We had a DJ in that room.
No, the room that Tyreek was in, we didn't do that.
Well, I
We-
mean, it was
we-
like on
no,
the other
we-
side of the
we did
wall.
we did the DJ room in where upstairs was.
Yeah, in the living room and
Yeah,
by the fireplace.
Tyreek did the other room painting.
It's right fucking next to it. He did
Where
the
the
painting.
kitchen? No, across from the kitchen. That room
That's
where
what
we.
I'm saying. Listen.
Yeah.
So the room we used to record our pods in.
Yeah.
That's where Tyree did the painting.
Yeah.
On the right other side of that wall, which isn't even really a wall because it's a fucking fat ass opening in that wall, is where y'all had that DJ set up with next to the fireplace. Those rooms were adjacent. They were connected.
No, that's not where the DJ was.
Yeah, it was next
No.
to the fireplace.
No, the DJ was next to the stairs. I'm saying like when you walk in, you take a right.
You had no. That's where the deck DJ was. That's what I'm saying. That one was set up over there, like by the deck, and then there was one in the living room too.
In the living room,
In
we were
the
playing
second
movies.
living
We were
room.
playing Halloween movies.
Was it?
We played Halloween movies. Yeah.
I don't
I thought
remember.
that was the
second
first
DJ.
party.
Yeah. No.
That was the second party.
second party. There was yeah, 'cause it was just him. You were DJing.
Everett.
Nick was DJing. Everett DJ'd.
Yeah.
I remember that setup over there. I thought we had
You were out
another
till like
setup
4 in the
other
morning,
room.
dude. We didn't even know each other that well. I just remember coming downstairs in the morning and you were still like up. I was like, bro, what the
I
fuck?
was. What the fuck
Yeah,
was
bro.
I on about?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, bro, must have been DJing
I remember
all
Chill
night.
was there. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Those parties used to just go all
It's
night.
all coming back to
No, they
me.
did. They really just did, bro. 'Cause I don't even think we went to sleep till like 4 in the morning. So I mean,
We would have
if
to
the
like
vibes were there, it
we
didn't
would have to
I would
force
have-
ourselves to sleep. Like we would either like have to have someone that was taking us back to our room, or literally just be like so fucked up that it was like, all right, I'm passing out. I'm going to bed. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
lit
that
though.
party was crazy though. No, those parties did, dude. Both Halloween parties we did there had to be the craziest. Like I've had multiple people, not even to look back on it, but it is crazy to just think people be like, "This is the best and craziest Halloween party I've ever been to."
Those
But
were
not
the-
because it was just because like it wasn't like one of those where everything was just so packed you couldn't move, but there was a lot of people and you could still
The kitchen was like that.
move. The
Yeah,
kitchen, but the kitchen was always
yeah,
like
the
that.
kitchen was always like that at every party.
Ugh.
It was just a congested zone where we could sit on the counters, roll up at bud, and talk to other people, and people would see the weed in the air and be like, "Oh, I guess I'm going over there."
And also
Uh,
the alcohol is there.
The alcohol was
That
also
is
That's
in
where the
there as
magic's
well.
happening.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It was a congested area, but
Dude, the
yes.
homie was dressed as like a alt Santa, and he was like making cocktails in the dude. That was like a for sure. Like if you were to like take a clip in a movie of like a Halloween party for a scene,
It was the
you could get what you
it was
needed.
the How
in
High
that.
Halloween party.
I don't think I remember the movie.
Yeah, you remember the college dorm Halloween parties in
No.
How High? Damn, classic. Have you seen How High?
I have not. I never even heard of it.
Fuck, that's a super classic. Holy shit. Let's watch
Who's
it.
in that?
Are you
Redman?
serious?
Redman?
Yeah, Redman and Method Man.
Yeah, that's what I
Seen it.
thought.
Halloween.
I know of it, and I've seen it. I saw it a long time ago, like early 2000s. We probably can't show that
No, yeah.
entirely. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna
go
have to
back.
switch back. You
Yeah,
can only
yeah.
show so much. Boom.
But look, they're nuns. Mike Epps is fucking greeting them whenever they come in. But like,
Is that Tupac?
no.
Oh, I have seen this. I have seen this.
You seen this?
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. But like, I ain't gonna lie to you. The best part of this movie is whenever he's flaming up the professor. He said, "You Jiminy Cricket looking at."
It is funny because Halloween's one of those times though. It's just if there is a fight, you're
Everybody
just,
there
yeah,
to wild out.
It is like that. Like whenever there's a Halloween party, you're just watching like a nun fucking beat up Scooby Doo. You're like, what is going
Chuck
on?
Liddell.
Why is
fight-
Chuck Liddell there?
Cops show up, everybody gets scattered. Like, it is like that classic fucking movie. I love How High, dude. That's one of my favorite movies. The concept is that the only reason they got into Harvard is because they were smoking their friends' ashes. They grew weed using their friends' ashes, and whenever they would smoke it, he would appear to them and tell them the answers to the tests. Fucking hilarious, dude. Like, it's awesome. Like, it is one of those things. It's like only like they don't make stupid stoner movies like that anymore.
Oh no.
Fuck, what was the one with Dave Chappelle and Harlan?
Oh, fucking
Williams?
God damn it! Why can't I think of it right now?
Oh, I've seen that
Classic,
one
dude.
too,
Where he
yeah.
feeds the horse and then he goes to
Yeah.
jail, and then they have to get him out of jail.
Oh, that's not Dave Chappelle.
I was like, is that fucking Andy Milonakis, bro? Holy shit.
Oh my god. Movies.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. We don't make
baked.
this anymore.
What?
Something
Half baked.
Half baked. Yeah, I was gonna say
Half-Baked.
baked is in the name. I just can't
Half
remember what it
Baked
is.
was you never saw that one too, bro? That's a classic stoner fucking movie.
No, I'm pretty
They
sure.
get so high and dude's just like feeding this horse, and then he kills it 'cause the horse is diabetic, and it's a policeman's horse. Then they arrest him, and then they have to figure out how to make the money to. And it's funny 'cause Harlan Williams, dude, hilarious fucking. Who's the other guy?
Oh,
Jim, whatever.
yeah, Jim
The guy that-
Brewer. Jim Brewer.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy now.
I don't know why. I forgot why you said fuck that guy.
He went full. He did the grifting shit.
Grifting how? What's grifting?
Grifting essentially is like it's just similar to pandering, but it's like basically for like money and to appeal to your audience and shit. You're like
Or other audiences.
yeah, or other audience, but mostly like it's like essentially like
Like bandwagoning.
yeah on the conservative side.
Well, it's not. Well, that's what he did.
Yeah. That's what he did.
Full racist during idiotic comedy set. Hell yeah, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, he went off the he went off. It's him and the dude. This is the other guy that was in Hitch too. In the beginning, that was Will Smith's friend.
Who is that?
Okay, I can't remember his name.
Like Kevin James is.
No, he's also a comedian too. No, it's the very beginning of Hitch.
Oh,
When they're playing pool.
Whenever his friend. I thought you meant like the main character. Sorry.
Nah, yeah, that guy
no,
also did
which
the same
that was-
shit.
Will Smith was.
No, fucking Kevin James is the other main character.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was talking about. Sorry.
Hitch was one of my favorite movies. as a
Hitch
kid.
was definitely one of my favorite movies. Fucking, you're talking about this dude, Jeff, or no?
The white guy.
Him.
No, white
No?
guy. Go back.
There's a few different white guys.
It's right
here.
there next to the guy you clicked.
Oh, this guy. Oh, Michael Rappaport. Well, people hate him for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's take politics out of the equation for a moment. What are even the jokes here? It's just him screeching random phrases and flapping his arms like a bird. That shit as a 2-year-old would do. Painfully unfunny.
Imagine somebody saying that about a
Damn.
comedy.
I
fucking
feel like
routine.
particularly in the field of stand-up, there are a lot of failed comedians who are embracing MAGA to revive their careers. There's an audience out there which
Grifting.
isn't going to like most stand-ups for whom MAGA is a convenient target. I also think the Joe Rogan show is like the Johnny Carson show in introducing them to their incel audience. Okay,
Damn.
well, I don't know that part, but
Damn.
maybe.
I do. I fuck with.
What a
Sean Young.
total bummer. This is a rough watch. You can go back.
Hey, bro. Brendan Schaub should probably grift, bro.
Well,
He might. His.
I think
career
it's
might
at this
be-
point maybe you give Brendan Schaub a little bit more respect for not grifting. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty much been put into a corner of that being his only way out.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean,
Honestly, if you don't know who Brendan Schaub is, you should go home and do homework on it, dude. Because like the rabbit hole of that guy is just.
I'm gonna tell you right
immense
now,
and
you
insane.
shouldn't.
To this
It's
day-
not that big of a
Maybe
rabbit
I'll
hole.
ask ChatGPT.
He has succeeded and or failed at everything he's ever done. And by succeeded, I mean surface level, and by failed, I mean historically.
Dude was a successful fighter, and then
He was a
wasn't
football player turned fighter turned actor turned comedian turned
podcaster.
podcaster.
Turned
Okay.
next.
Idiot turned misogynist turned he hates his
He's,
wife.
he's,
I
he's
don't know.
coming off the podcast. His podcasting career is definitely coming towards the end. So it's like grifting might be his answer.
Oh, okay. Until he finds his next thing.
Yeah. I mean, he's just like in that Rogan sphere where it's like any success that he's had is probably due to like a level of his connections with Rogan.
no, I mean it's you could probably say majority of it.
I would say not majority, because
Test
like he
flight.
did still have to go get knocked out in the MMA rings and stuff. You know, like that is something he had to
Yeah,
do
I
on his
wouldn't
own.
do that shit.
But
No, so he kept getting knocked out so bad. Joe Rogan's like, "Hey, dude, maybe you shouldn't be."
he
a fighter.
did beat Crow Cop though. And if you know MMA, it's like that is kind of what I think I think he beat Crow Cop. Let me see.
But he was fighting so bad. Rogan's like, "Hey, man, look, you
Maybe
don't-
it's
your
not
heart-
for you.
Yeah, your heart's not in it." On the podcast, was like, "Hey, bro, like this is you should try something else."
Hey,
And
man,
then-
maybe have you thought about retiring?
And he did retire because of that episode,
Damn.
and then he became a podcaster.
Yeah, he knocked out Crow Cop.
Oh hell, shit! But then
Yeah.
he tried to be a podcaster, and then or tried to be a comedian, and his comedian was one of the worst reviewed like anything ever on IMDb.
Well, essentially, he had no jokes. All he came out with was like a bunch of like commentary about how much he hates his wife. And
He got 1 star.
yeah, and the
Out
Roddy
of
Really,
five.
was really a stand up?
It was kind of the guise of a stand-up in the way that it was produced like a stand-up comedy special, because he was on stage and there was cameras and an audience and
Was there a laugh track?
No, there wasn't a laugh track. It was interesting
He
how
needed
like
one.
the people in the room were kind of reacting in a way that like he was getting some laughs, but it seemed almost like not imported like laughs in the way that they do to like bigger like stadiums and stuff, but
Nervous laughing.
almost like I'm at a comedy show. I'm here to laugh. I guess I'll laugh more than this is incredibly funny.
Yikes.
It does give that off, because if you've been, I don't know if you guys have. Well, I know you have because I went with you. I don't know if you've been to a comedy show before, but it's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's like when you're in the audience, there is like not a pressure to laugh, but it does feel like you are there for like that purpose. So there is like this underlying like, all right, well, I mean, once the punchline, I know when a punchline is being delivered. I can understand whenever he's getting to the end of his point. I don't have to laugh, but there is almost like this like air in the room where it's like you're there to laugh, so you're trying to fight it not being funny. And you can catch that in his special, where people are fighting the fact that this is not funny, but they are there to have a good time. Like, I don't know how to explain this any better than like, what am I supposed to do? Just hate how much I spent on this?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I honestly want to go hate watch it now. Sounds like it'd be funny.
It
is.
It will be funny to
It
hate
is.
watch, because when he told me about it, it took me a couple weeks to actually watch it, because I'm the type where it's like, if you tell me something's bad, I'm not gonna go watch it. I'm gonna just believe you.
No, I'm the type of person that's like, dude, please go watch it. I watched it. I watched it and it was bad. Please do
And
it.
that's why I don't trust his recommendations. Often it's something that he knew I would hate.
That's not true. I recommend a lot of good stuff. to him.
No. It's not across the board true. There's some things that he recommends that I do love, but there are some times where he's like, you should really watch this because I really want you to have to watch this the way
true.
I had to watch this.
That is also true. Like Matt Rife's specials.
He did that to me. I was like, I don't want to do this. He forced me to watch, and I tried. We got through like 8 minutes before I told him to turn it off.
The Chad crowd work.
Not that one. I think it was the first one. Was it the first?
No,
like,
dude, no.
it wasn't
it's
the
like
crowd
his
work
third special, but it was the one where he was like, "Yeah, get back in the kitchen." Am I right?
That's the
and
one.
You're like,
yeah.
you're like, okay.
Because
guy."
I was telling him, I was like, I
Like,
can't
Jesus
believe
Christ.
that Matt Rife actually got canceled, because I was of the mind it's like he's not actually trying anything like edgy, and that was like the extent of his edginess, which I wouldn't even really call edgy. It's more so just
Bad.
him building an
he
audience
got
and
canceled?
wondering. Relatively,
No, people were just throwing hate.
The word cancel has just been thrown around so loosely.
There was a
Uh,
movement. There was an action.
Yes, there was people trying to get him canceled, I guess is the point. But it was all based off of a joke about like domestic violence. And I get that that is a very sensitive subject, but I was looking at it as like, this isn't really that edgy of a joke, and the point of it not being edgy is that it's not funny. I feel like to be edgy, you have to be funny. Otherwise, you're just being a dick.
Yeah.
You're just being an asshole or a piece of shit
Missed
or
the humor
whatever word
aspect.
you want to use. But if you can make that stuff being funny, then that's what's being on the edge. This is funny, but you're also being a dick, so I don't know how to feel about this. I'm on the fence. I'm on the edge, whatever word you want to use. But like, that is being edgy. But if you can't be funny, then I'm not on the edge. I hate you. I'm not on the fence. I don't like you.
Yeah,
This
I
is
missed
not
the
bad.
humor
This is
aspect
bad.
of dark humor.
Yes.
No, but yeah, the jokes were just bad. They were just like it wasn't even. I wouldn't even say they were edgy. They were just
I
bad.
don't even call them jokes.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call them jokes.
I think that's the point where we got in comedy, where it's like there's different types of comedians. There's like Jimmy Carr, where it's like these are jokes. It's like rip after rip after rip after rip. These are things that I wrote as like quips to like just like throw at you.
You also have people like Casey Rocket, where it's more of a skeptical.
Right.
Like the bits are a little bit different. They're more interactive type of bits than they are.
And then like there's story time bits like Ali Sadiq and stuff like that. But like there's different types of like jokes. And there's different types of like ways to deliver a punchline. But whenever you don't exist within any frame of that and you're also not being funny, it's difficult for anyone to be able to like this is comedy. Like this is just commentary more than anything because I'm not laughing and I feel like I don't really even get your point. Like I think we've lost that point where it's like I think a joke has to be structured to a certain level, especially on this scale. Like if you, that's what I was telling you. He's like, I think Matt Rife has gotten too popular too fast. Whereas like hasn't developed his comedy enough to be at the stage that he's at. He's developed so much of a following where he's gonna sell out a theater and he's gonna get a Netflix deal, but he's not gonna be funny enough to be recognized as like one of the best comedians alive.
You shouldn't call him
even
a comedian,
if he's
though.
making more money than some of the comedians.
The
The argument
call him a comedian.
the
Nah,
argument
he's an
against that
entertainer.
is there are comedians that like exist outside of that. There's comedians that say if you can sell out a comedy club, I don't care what you call yourself, you're a comedian.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And so like that is the combating force within the like structure of like like I guess purists in comedy, where it's like if you tell someone that, then you no longer have to be funny. You just have to be able to sell out a comedy show.
But how do you sell at a comedy show without? You got to be really fucking entertaining, I guess.
That's
Or,
that's
like,
kind of that person's point. I think it was
Mark Norman. I think he was talking.
no, it was Mark Norman talking about
Nick-
Dice Clay's perspective.
No, I thought he was talking to Nick Offerman.
I thought 'Cause
It might have been Nick Offerman was like, I'm a humorist.
It might have been Nick Offerman. I thought it was Dice Clay, but basically the prospect was this was like an older comedian like giving a perspective. It's like I don't care like what you distinct yourself as. It's like this is a comedy club. People are coming here for comedy. If you can sell that thing out, then you don't need to like worry about what other people are calling you. You can call yourself a comedian. And like I get it at that level of like business, but I don't think that like that is as good of a level as like actually developing that skill. And it's like basically the nickname conversation. Did you give yourself this nickname or did someone give it to you? Because that does change the perspective that I have about this nickname that you have. If your nickname is the captain and this was given to you by your football team because everyone respected you enough to make you the captain, then that's a lot different than you calling yourself the captain because you bought a boat.
Everyone calls me the captain. Who calls you that? Make friends.
My
friend.
employees.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, yeah, I feel like, I guess I'm not like super into like the technical aspects of the comedians. I did think one of my homies showed me this guy I do like crowd work. I feel like Matt Rife. I used to think he was good at that, but he's kind of like okay to some of the other people that I've seen that do it like a lot better.
Big J is like top tier.
Big J's for sure.
But
His
Matt
last couple
Rife, I
specials
think
were-
he's good at entertainment. I just don't think he's great at like comedy because he does like know what he's doing in terms of crowd work because he's pandering basically to the women in the room that are there
exactly.
that think he looks good, which is exactly all you need to do to sell tickets.
Yeah.
Do you remember who you watched though?
Hold on, give me a second.
I'm trying to think who it could be. You said they were good at crowd work. Stavros?
I'm not gonna know. Hold up.
Was he like a fatter Greek guy?
He kind of like a white dude.
Josh Wolf is pretty good at crowd work, and Josh and his son actually. I think another good one. Mark's good at like improv crowd work,
I wouldn't consider him like a crowd work guy though.
but his improv stuff is really good.
Oh, Mark Smalls.
I don't think I've ever seen that guy.
Maybe.
Let me see. Yeah, pull him up. Cause I've probably seen him on like. Oh shit! No, I haven't seen him before. It's hard.
Yeah, I've seen this dude.
Yeah.
Don't
This
Tell
dude's
Comedy
hilarious.
Throws a fucking Honestly, Don't Tell Comedy's been putting on a lot of fucking.
Yeah, this guy's like really funny.
People.
Like he is like a lot better than Matt Rife, in my opinion.
I would agree with that in like a lot of different ways. This dude has got actual bits and they're fucking hilarious. I saw one yesterday or today. I'll see. I think it might have been this one.
Also, out of Houston comedian Mason James made it to Don't Tell Comedy.
Was it this one?
So did fucking what's his name? Andy something. It's an
It
old
wasn't this
guy.
one. You can go back. I'll
It
find
was like
it.
a 60-year-old comedian from Houston. Probably older than that dude. Old dude, but he rips the jokes, bro. Andrew Higgins, bro. Dude's
It was
fucking
this
killer.
one. All right, wait, hold on. Let me try to Yeah, go for it. It's basically you never seen an Spirit airline crash. Those planes were built in the 40s. You guys can read it on the screen. I wish I could play the sound. I don't know if that will like get us like taken off, but essentially like this dude's got some really good bits and like the points that he makes are hilarious. And like you were saying, he has a really good connection with like the crowd in the room. So I would definitely like. You're correct. There are
Bro.
people that exist within that entertainment realm that are doing it much better.
Jeffrey Osmus, bro.
Yes, Jeffrey
Osmus,
too.
dude.
But Jeffrey Osmus is like a little bit less like I would say cinematic with like he's more like stationary with a mic, like he's not walking around a stage. He has like his own like presence in like I guess
He
what I'm
does
saying.
kind of walk around though. He does a lot of like hand mannerisms and shit too.
I haven't seen him do
He
too
dude. If you ever
much.
see him like work with if you watch his last special,
You
you'll
go
see
back.
it. But he fucks with people. Like, dude, his the way he does the crowd work, it's like so ridiculous. Like, there's not really anybody else I can see that does shit the way that he does it, 'cause the way that he does it is so just absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, you see his
Just a goofy fucking looking
I
guy.
need to watch his special again. That shit
Yeah,
was
well, it's a
fucking
new
hilarious.
one. He just dropped another one, kind of a special, but not really like an official one.
No, I know. I mean his first special.
Oh, shit was killer. He's an alpha, dude. Not really. He jokes around. He's like, my comedy's alpha comedy, but he fucks around. Shit, we could probably wrap it up there though. Shooting at hour 40. Fucking, we did it, guys.
Yes, Cersei.
We'll catch y'all next week. Fucking love y'all. Take care.
Easy.
Easy breezy, beautiful.
Covered girl.
Rockstar.